Wednesday morning right here on Bright Republic and Bright FM 98.7. It's about time to go through what's happening on our various newspaper headlines, and we'd love for you to be part of the conversation. And in case you want to call us directly during the course of the conversation, I'm going to just roll out our phone lines. We also have a WhatsApp line in case you want to send us a text message. We're streaming on Facebook and on YouTube, also at Bright FM Abuja. Bright FM Abuja. We encourage you to join our social media family. We're there on Instagram at Bright FM 987, on YouTube and Facebook at Bright FM Abuja. So please be sure to follow us on all our social media platforms and join in the conversation. Now, to call us directly, our call line is 0808 704 1217. 0808 704 1217. Send us a text message on WhatsApp. A text message on WhatsApp 0901 615 0614. 0901 615 0614. My name is Isabel Victory, and when we come back, we'll begin the conversation. Let's go through all of the headlines that we have for you this morning. We're going to begin with this story right here on Punch newspaper this morning. Killing spree. Anger over Heather's deadly attack in Ondo Benue, Nasarawa. 30 killed. This one is on Punch. The headline again, killing spree. Anger over Heather's deadly attacks in Ondo Benue, Nasarawa. 30 killed. The story is on Punch newspaper. Now moving forward, still on Punch. Kebbi 6 soldiers deployment over Lakurawa attack. Kebbi 6 soldiers deployment over Lakurawa attack. And this one is on Punch newspaper. Now still on Punch. El Rufai accuses APC of orchestrating crisis in opposition parties. El Rufai accuses APC of orchestrating crisis in opposition parties, and the story is on Punch newspaper. Now moving forward to Vanguard this morning. Natasha, mass protest disruptions not solution to political issues. Arewa Group on this one. Mass protest disruptions not solution to political issues. Arewa Group on this one, and the story is right here on Vanguard newspaper. Now let's move forward to The Nation newspaper. House ready to pass tax reform bills. House ready to pass tax reform bills. This one is on The Nation newspaper. Now still on The Nation. Nobody who jumped from party to party has ever become Nigeria's president. Nobody who jumped from party to party has ever become Nigeria's president. Rena Omokri on this one, and this story is on The Nation newspaper. Let's move forward to Daily Post this morning. Reps demand immediate suspension of CBN's ATM charges hike. Reps demand immediate suspension of CBN's ATM charges hike. This one is on Daily Post newspaper. Now let's move forward to channels.com this morning. ECOWAS activates standby force against insurgency. ECOWAS activates standby force against insurgency. And the story is right here on channels.com. Now, these are all of the headlines that we have for you this morning. We're going to start taking the stories one at a time. You too can be part of the conversation. In fact, we encourage you to always share your thoughts with us on Bright Republic. This is a platform where we give you opportunity to lend your voice on national issues. So in case you want to be part of the conversation, the numbers to still reach out to us on is 0808 704 1217. 0808 704 1217. Send us a text message on WhatsApp 0901 615 0614. Like I always say, if you're a consistent Bright Republic listener and you've never called us for once, let today be your matriculation, okay? We'll be excited to welcome you, to the family. Now, when we come back, the conversation begins.
Kevin, you want off this? It is heat. I've never seen. So I'm going to die when you're hot, don't like this, I understand. No, that's people don't do that to me. I've never ever. My own and not joke. This heat period. I'm not a fan of cold. I'm on your mind. So I know what's yours. So I guess. Alright.
Welcome back. I'm not in the studio alone. Kabia is right here in the studio. Kabia, good morning. Thank you so much for joining. You look amazing.
Thank you, and you too.
Thank you very much. I think that this morning we have so many stories around insecurity. It's really so sad, and I mean that's what our conversation is going to be on this morning. But hopefully we'll touch several other things. But we're going to be starting with this story right here on Punch newspaper. Killing spree, anger over Heather's deadly attacks in Ondo, Benue, Nasarawa. 30 killed. This one is on Punch. Now, communities in Ondo, Benue, Nasarawa, and Edo states have been attacked by suspected armed herders, resulting in the deaths of at least 30 people. In Ondo, 9 surveyors were kidnapped and 2 residents were abducted, with 4 others suffering gun and machete wounds. The attacks have sparked widespread outrage and protests, with women in Ondo taking to the streets to demand government's intervention. The attacks have also led to violent protests, with youths in Benue setting fire to the palace of the local traditional ruler and parts of the local government secretariat. In Nasarawa, a communal clash between farmers and herders resulted in the deaths of at least 7 people, including a pregnant woman. The police have arrested 2 suspects in connection with the violence. Governors of the affected states have condemned the attacks. Governor Hyacinthe of Benue calling on security agencies to bring the perpetrators to justice in Ekiti. The Nigerian Army has established a new formation, the 148 Battalion, to enhance security in the state. The Army has assured residents of maximum support and cooperation to enable it to achieve its desired objective in curtailing all forms of insecurity in the state. Good morning one more time, Kabia. We're beginning this morning's conversation with insecurity, and we're looking at Ondo, Benue State, and Nasarawa State. We're looking at how that in these attacks, these 3 states now, we're looking at over 30% who have lost their lives. And in Ondo State, the women have decided to protest. I told you the other day that in Enugu, women also, went to the streets and decided to protest the issue around insecurity in their states. Like when I saw the video on social media, it was really it was something that was really hard. It was disturbing, I mean, seeing our mothers, our grandmothers, coming out to protest, sitting on the floor, crying, lamenting, sharing their experiences, and saying that the level of insecurity that they are experiencing. I mean, that's for Enugu State. It was alarming. Now, looking at Ondo now, the women have also taken to the streets. They have decided to, do something about the issues, the insecurity in the state, and they're demanding government intervention. That's for Ondo State. Now, in Nasarawa here, we're looking at the youths, No, okay, it's in Benue State. In Benue State, the youths setting fire, to the palace of the local traditional ruler, and also setting fire in parts of the local government secretariats. This is also, them protesting the insecurity in the state. And also we're seeing how that in Nasarawa state is also a communal clash between farmers and herders, and at least 7 persons have lost their lives, to this crisis, including a pregnant woman. But we're also hearing that the police have arrested 2 suspects who are connected, with this violence. I don't know what to say, especially because we have so many stories around insecurity this morning. When the issue borders around loss of lives, is something that we don't condone on this platform. That's why we keep calling on security personnel, keep calling on the government, keep reminding them of their priority, their #1 priority, which is protecting the lives and the properties of the citizens of this country. But I mean, this is the recent development. Over 30 persons killed, in these 3 states. Kabiya, let's get your takes.
For a very long time, we've been talking about insecurity issues, and this is not the only platform that is actually talking about
Insecurity. Yes, that's true.
There are so many platforms, TVs, radio, social media actually carry the cases of insecurity issues, and it's like the government is giving deaf ears to what we are saying. Now, coming out to protest, I know that remember the Lakarawa issue that they came out to protest, and you see how they even came down to Abuja to air their problems, and at the end of the day you saw how it was dealt with. Those serious actions were carried out with the protesters and all of that. So the thing is, coming out to protest, with the way Nigerian leaders now are dealing with protesting in Nigeria, they no longer buy into it. If it's before that you protest, you see that fear that they really want to answer the needs of the people. But now it's like, even if you protest, they're just looking at you. Instead, they send security to halt the whole protesting and all of that. What the government really needs to do is they really need to tackle this insecurity. We talked about this yesterday, but they really need to tackle it. Declare state of emergency. I don't mean the one that you declare and it gets worse, like the one declared for food insecurity. I don't mean that one. Declare state of emergency that will stop this insecurity in Nigeria. I mean, for how long will we keep talking about killing and killing and killing? Now the thing is, it's not even close to. It's no longer the masses again that are suffering. Even some of them, you see, they will catch these kidnappers, will kidnap one of these top people and kill them or ask for money, torture them, and all of that. So they need to understand that it's no longer the masses now, or the people, the main people that don't know connections and all of that. It's even going to that to the extent of those people that are at the top. So they really need to look into insecurity issue in Nigeria, because it's becoming something. It's getting worse. It's going out of hand. Where every day you come out to hear 30 people were being killed, 50 farmers were being killed, 40 fishers were being killed. Like, we can't continue hearing such stories each day. It's really sad, because these are people's lives and properties that these people are going there to destroy. So I don't even know how to beg the government again, because it's like they're not listening to Nigerians. Yesterday when one of our callers said, what are they even using the security money to do? Like the allocations that they collect, what are they using it to do? Because if you can collect that huge sum of amount every year that budgets have been allocated to the security side, if you can collect that huge amount, by now we should be seeing the results. But we are not seeing the results. It's not like they are not working. Our uniform personnel, they are doing their best. Even with the little they have, they are going out there to risk their life to fight for us and all of that. But we're still not seeing.
We're still hearing constant
We're still
killings.
not seeing the result we Nigerians are calling out for. The constant killing every day. Sunshine, this is happening every day. Every day I turn on my system. Every day I go out. Every day you keep hearing killing, and it's not one or two. You hear 50, 40, 20, and is the government not tired of seeing that Nigerians are dying every day? As a leader, you're supposed to look after your people, make sure they are safe, they are secure. Look at the days. I think that early 2008, 9, 10, when if you hear a death of somebody, you see that fear, you see how people are rushing to investigate deep, you see how people want to know what caused it and put an end to it. But now it's like they're not even bothered anymore about the rising death of Nigerians. Like, and it's heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking.
You know, when it gets to the point when people begin to hit the streets, you know that, because protest is basically the last resort, you know. When you've had conversations, you've asked questions, you've cried out for help time and time again, the only time that Nigerians resort to protest is when it's as if there's really no other thing that we can do to get the attention of the government, you know. And most times when we even talk about protest, it's young people that come out to protest. When mothers, grandmothers, old women, or big mummies decide, even some of them that are, you know how our grannies are still trying to manage their health and what have you know, leave their businesses, I mean the ones that do farming, the ones that are in the market, shut down their entire activities to go to the street and protest. Just know that it has gotten out of hand. They've cried all they could, they've reached out to the necessary community leaders, you know, people that they feel can help them cry out to the government, and there's no result coming forth. That's the reason why sometimes they resort to going to the streets, you know, going to protest. Just like I mentioned, I've not seen videos of, you know, this Benue State or Ondo women. I've not seen, but I saw videos of Enugu women, you know, mothers, grandmothers sitting on the floor, crying, complaining, lamenting, blocking the roads, you know, just for their voices to be heard on this issue around insecurity. Now, the people of Benue, the women of Benue also have joined, right? Or the women of Ondo have joined, rather. This is just pointing to the fact that people are now tired of being killed in their own homes. You know, our mothers are now beginning to, you know, come out, because that's like I mentioned earlier, that's like their last resort, you know, for their voices to be heard. They're calling on the government, they're calling on the security personnel to really do the needful in safeguarding their lives, the lives of their husbands, and the lives of their children. They cannot keep losing their children, keep losing their husbands, keep losing their family members, their friends, and what have you. You know, their properties to banditry, to, you know, cattle rustling, land grabbing, communal clashes, what have you. So it's really very sad. And now that some states have started, I mean, some other states might join them. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? And just like we used to say, it's as if it's protests most times that the government usually pays attention to.
That's
When
Enugu strike.
When Enugu women started their own protest, I mean, a lot of persons were dragging the Enugu state governor on social media, dragging him, calling him out, shouting, the governor of Enugu state, do something. So it's as if that it's only when there's a protest somewhere that the attention of the government is drawn to the realities of the common man, and it's really very sad. Now, there's another story here. I mean, it's been a while since we heard anything about La Korawa. Now, Kebbi State is crying out, and this story is right here on Punch. The Kebbi State government has called for the immediate deployment of troops to Arawa local government area following a deadly attack by the Lakurawa terrorist sect, which claimed at least 13 lives. In Reigning Dede, Governor Nasir Idris convened a high-level security meeting with top security officers in the state to address the rising insecurity in the region. Now, the deployment of troops is part of a broader strategy to curb insecurity and reassure residents of the government's commitment to their safety. Residents of Arawa local government have expressed mixed feelings over the security situation, with many living in fear and some fleeing to neighboring communities for safety. A resident described the harrowing experience of the Lakurawa attack, which has left the community deeply anxious. Now, the resident urged the government to expedite the deployment of security forces to prevent further attacks. The Kebbi State Police Command has announced the immediate deployment of a tactical team to the community. Also, in a separate development, operatives of the Special Military Task Force in Plateau State have rescued 7 kidnapped victims in the Rio local government area. The operation was carried out under Operation Safe Haven, and the victims were identified as residents of Bauchi State. The troops engaged the kidnappers in combat, forcing them to flee, and recovered a bag containing a blanket and clothing materials abandoned by the fleeing kidnappers. Now, the rescued victims were debriefed and reunited with their families. I think I'm going to start with the rescue of the 7 kidnapped victims, and kudos to the Special Military Task Force in Plateau State for, making sure that these persons returned to their families. These residents of Bauchi State who were forcibly taken away from their families, from their loved ones, into the bush by kidnappers. We're thankful for their return, how that they've returned safely to their homes, and we're also hopeful or hoping that other Nigerians who are in different forests, different bushes right now, in chains, would somehow also be rescued by our gallant military task force. But moving forward, we're also touching the story of what is happening now in Kebbi State. We're looking at over 13 persons, or at least 13 lives lost in this Arawa local government area following attack by Lakurawa sect. It's been quite some time, I think up to 2 weeks now, since we heard anything about Lakurawa. We've been hearing that they've been chasing after Turji Bello. We've not heard anything about them catching up with him yet. But again, Lakurawa has resurfaced in Kebbi State, killing at least 13 lives. This is also, issue around insecurity. It's not like, I don't know how many times we're going to talk about this until we stop hearing about issues like this. And the reason why this is important, and is important for everybody, like Mr. Abdallah would always say, that insecurity is everybody's business. By everybody's business, we're not even talking about how that you should carry arms or go and fight the terrorism. I mean, how much can you do? Part of insecurity being your business also is your ability to also lend your voice, and cry out when you need to cry out. There's an Igbo adage that says that when a finger touches oil, it has a way of, affecting the entire fingers on your hand, right? So, and these are Nigerian citizens. So when we lose one Nigerian citizen, regardless of how far away the person is from you, or how far related the person is from you, or how that the person is not even your tribesman or part of your religion, it directly or indirectly affects you. And the earlier we begin to join our voices, there are several other stories. It's just as if it's only insecurity that made it to the news this morning. The earlier we begin to all join hands, join forces, lend our voices, and cry out against insecurity be better. We've read stories about what is happening in southeast, in southwest, and the north. So you're seeing that nobody is actually, left out in this issue around insecurity. It's really affecting everybody.
Yes,
Our
very
northern brothers, our southern brothers, everybody, whether you're Yoruba, your Hausa, or your Igbo, your Tiv, you're anywhere that you are right now, you're Christian, you're Muslim, they don't ask your religion before they kidnap you. They don't ask your religion before they harm you or cause, havoc in your homes or what have you. These people are enemies of the people of Nigeria. They are enemies of the state and should be treated as such. And you don't have to wait for a fight to get to your house, before you begin to react. When it's happening, around your neighborhood, you should already start giving you concern. And that's why we're going to continue to talk about insecurity until we begin to see maximum results, until Nigeria stops eating its own people. Is no longer funny again. Kevin, I don't know what you have to say regarding this particular story of Lakurawa resurfacing again and killing at least 13 persons in Arewa local government area in Kebbi State.
With the way they said they were going to tackle this issue, I remember that time when it came up and they were like, this issue, this Lakurawa dared the president and they were going to put an end. All the army should make sure that they put an end to this, while daring you to make sure that this whole Lakurawa issue comes to an end. And when I saw it, I was like, why is it resurfacing again? Why are they not putting an end to it? They are supposed to, in general, they are supposed to look for ways to end insecurity, because who knows if this should continue. It's not like we're praying for wars to come, but if this should continue, you don't know if that group can come out of this too. So they should look for ways. See, the major thing is just the government. See, if Nigeria want to do something, they will do it. And I don't know the reason why we're lacking behind in insecurity. Because these people, if they eventually go into that community, they are burning down houses. Some might even lock you inside and burn the house.
It's sad.
So they need to look for ways, like they really need to get up, like Nigerian leaders. That's the reason why we put you there. That's the reason why we came out to vote. That's the reason why we stand with you during the election and say, okay, this is who we're bringing in. You need to get up and fight this insecurity issue, no matter the cost, no matter what, because it's taking the lives of the people. It's destroying the properties of the people. I mean, so many people struggle for years. There are some people that they might not be wealthy, but the little they have struggled for years to get that. And at just one day or some seconds or minutes, you just see everything just going down, and you don't have power. You don't even know. You can't fight these people. You can't do anything. And the one person that you have that trust in, the one person that you are hoping that will fight for you, that will come out and defend you, is not even taking the necessary actions to end.
Some of them are now even leaving their ancestral homes.
They have to, because of the fear that you don't even know if you are next. I remember when I was in school, when there was a period of time when we're having this, I think it was Heathers or who, I can't remember what they call them. They were attacking students from lodges to lodges. When they said they got close to one lodge, I think 3 lodges before my own, we did not sleep that night. So imagine those people, when you're hearing people screaming in the middle of the night or the day, you don't have that peace of mind. You might be thinking, when will they come to my side and all of that. When they even attacked my friend's compound, I was scared. So imagine these people, what they are going through. That's why they are coming out to protest. That's why they are coming out to air their problems, so that the government can actually attend to their needs. But no, what are they doing? They are not even providing the complete solutions that these people are looking for. Put an end to it. That's the major thing. Once we have solved insecurity issues in Nigeria, that is like half of our problems, because at least farmers can go out to farm. People with the little work they are doing, they can go out to do it peacefully. Nigerians are not like some people that they want to have heaven and earth. Once you give them our peace and the environment is okay, we are good to go. We will thrive, we will be happy, we will be content with what we have. But taking the little ones we have and not helping us out is the problem. So they really need to come out and help us. Like the government really needs to help us.
Let's look at the story on Punch before we open up our phone lines this morning. El-Rufai accuses APC of orchestrating crisis in opposition parties. This one is on Punch News. Now, former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has made a startling allegation that the ruling All Progressive Congress is behind the internal crisis rocking opposition parties. Now, in a viral video, El-Rufai claimed that President Bola Tinubu's administration is deliberately sponsoring disputes within the Labour Party, the People's Democratic Party, and the New Nigeria People's Party to weaken their leadership. El-Rufai specifically mentioned the crisis in Labour Party, stating that it is contrived and funded by the government of the day. He also alleged that internal struggles within NNPP, including the reported expulsion of its key figure, Rabiu Kwankwaso, were orchestrated to destabilize the party. El-Rufai questioned the legitimacy of the NNPP's actions, asking which party sacks its sitting governor, and that is the only governor that they have. El-Rufai's remark come just 24 hours after he resigned from the APC and joined the Social Democratic Party, citing a departure from the founding ideology of the ruling party. Now, his allegations have sparked controversy and raised questions about the role of the APC in the internal conflicts of opposition parties. The development is likely to have significant implications for the political landscape of Nigeria. El-Rufai is blowing hot. You know that yesterday when we were having this conversation around him saying that he's going to put together different parties to stand strong against the APC come 2027. And part of the things that we pointed out is how that he has been a key player in APC for quite some time. He has access to information. If there's one thing I feel that Malam Nasir El-Rufai has, is access to information. And now that he has decamped to SDP, some of the things that he heard or that he was even part of, or some of the decision-making processes that he was part of, or some of the informations that he's bringing some of these things out, and there's been speculations. This is not the first time I'm hearing this, Kevin. There's been speculations that the ruling party has been the one sponsoring disputes in different political parties in a bid to divide these opposition parties and stand strong. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. This is not the first time I'm hearing this. I've heard it before, But coming from Malam Nasir El-Rufai, who was a former governor who served with the APC party at the time when he was governor, I don't think it's something that should be totally that we should totally disregard
Coming from him.
Coming from him.
Who has been there.
Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? And I mean, he's not being silent about these things. He's being really vocal about it, talking about how that the Tinubu's administration is deliberately sponsoring disputes within Labour Party. I mean, look at what is happening in NNPP. How do you expel your lead person, I mean, Rabiu Kwankwaso, I mean, it's something that you're asking yourself, like, what is going on here? I mean, we're seeing how that PDP is divided amongst itself, chaos here and there. Look at Labour Party. Look at what happened with Labour Party. You know, so it's just as if these key opposition parties that could stand strong against APC, something is just happening that is divided. And you know that a house that is divided in itself can never stand. Do you understand? So now that Malam Nasser El-Rufai has moved to another party, he has found grounds to say that this is what the Tinubu's administration is deliberately doing. So he's just alleging that all of these internal struggles that are happening with these different parties, you know, that APC has a hand in it. And I mean, this remark is coming just 24 hours after he resigned from APC and joined the SDP. And I feel like there's more to come from Malam Nasser El-Rufai now that he has left APC and joined SDP. I mean, he might just be handing Nigerians just about a lot of information, you know. But again, let me get your takes on this recent development.
Been under APC since 2013 till now, that he just left to APC to SDP. And I think APC at this point will have this little shiver in their party, because since he has been that long in the party, he knows everything, weakness, their strength. He has all the knowledge of APC. I mean, he's one of even the founding members too. So he has everything that he wants to use against APC to bring them down. So when he even came out yesterday to say APC is going, I knew for sure that, I don't know if APC is going to step up their game, but for somebody like that to come out from APC, you know that APC at this moment, the party is kind of shaky and all of that, because
but Malam Nasser El-Rufai is just
he
one
will
man.
sell their information, he will sell most of the information out. He's going to make sure that SDP, I saw a news this morning saying that even if El-Rufai is a prominent person in APC, he has all the information, it doesn't mean that he can actually grow SDP. It doesn't mean he can make SDP stand against APC, because it's a one-man battle.
Yeah. Well, that's also what I just mentioned.
Yeah, but
is just one man.
You don't know what he can do. I mean,
and the
for
kind
sure,
of
we don't know
information
why
that he has
he
access
even-
to, yeah.
Yes, we don't know why he even left the APC. He didn't choose PDP. He went for SDP. You don't know what he has intentions.
Yeah,
His intentions, you don't know.
I don't know. I think that in the coming days, we're going to be hearing a lot from, I mean, this is just 24 hours after resigning from APC. We're already hearing a few things. Him saying that he's going to, you know, get opposition parties to come together and make sure that in 2027, APC is nowhere to be found. And, you know, now he's also coming out to talk about how that APC is sponsoring all of the chaos happening in-house in
He's going to sell
several opposition
so many
parties.
truth out.
So
And that
yeah.
truth is what SDP is going to use to stand strong at this time.
Yesterday when we were talking about, you know, his influence in SDP, I said it might also be the case. It might also be the case of what happened with Labour Party, with P2B coming on board and Labour Party just all of a sudden becoming, you know, one of the major opposition parties also in Nigeria. But let's see how that goes. We've touched quite a few stories, and it's about time for us to open up our phone lines this morning to hear from the fantastic people of Bright Republic, you know, so that we can get your takes this morning. Now, in case you want to be part of the conversation, we have opened our phone lines 0808 704-1217. That is our call line, in case you want to share your thoughts with us this morning on the issues that we have raised. Before we move forward, to send us a text message on WhatsApp 0901-615-0614. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from. Eh, Okay, Mr. Jimo for Patrick from where? Okay, from Wuse Zone 5. Please go ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ejimofor Patrick, for your contribution right there this morning. I mean, with your tone, would really see that Nigeria is stressing you out. What I mean, Kemi, it's stressing us all out, right?
It's stressing us.
You know,
It's really stressing.
you know that's that thing that we were also saying yesterday when we were talking about defections and how that we need to come to, you know, a point in Nigeria where party is not our problem. The individual is our problem. Because we're seeing how that is the same persons who are moving from one party to the other, from one party to the other, that we're still voting for. Do you understand? We should start voting character, we should start voting personality, we should start voting competence, we should start voting, people who have something to actually bring to the table. We should look at your past records, before we bring you on board. Hello, good morning. Good morning, can you hear me? Good morning, Mr. Chimeze. Good to hear from you. Long time. So sorry. Good to hear from you. Please go ahead. Right here, loud and clear. Okay. And it's resurfacing again, yeah. This is sad. Thank you so much, Mr. Chimeze, for your contribution this morning. I think it's also important to re-echo the information that Mr. Chimeze just passed to us regarding the lights out in Durumi, the Durumi 2, the issue around the transformer being down, and how that AEDC is asking residents to contribute 30,000 naira each. Please, the people in charge, should look into this matter and I don't know what to do about it. If you ask me, this is even extortion, to the highest level. So please, the directors, people in charge should look at restoring the lights to Durumi 2. Hello, good morning. morning, Mr.
Good morning,
Abdallah.
Mr. Abdallah.
Good to hear from you. Amen.
Amen.
Hello, Mr. Abdallah, are you there? Hello, Mr. Abdallah. Okay. The network is breaking. Yeah, Mr. Abdallah, we're struggling really badly to hear you. I think it's the network. Maybe you just move a bit from where you're at and, call us back, because the network was really bad and we're struggling to hear you. Now, in case you're just tuning in, this is still Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7, and our phone lines are still open in case you want to call in and share your thoughts on the conversation this morning. Hello, good morning. Can you hear me? Mr. Bright, good to hear from you.
Mr. Bright. You just wrong.
Mr. Bright, they say you're wrong.
Mr. Bright, you wrong.
Hi.
Ah, Mr.
Hi.
Bright.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Let's hear from you, Mr. Bright. I mean, what can we do? Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Mr. Bright. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's fair enough, is that right? Mm. Mm. Okay. It's just the more you live, the less you see. I don't. This roundup is alright. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. I appreciate you, Mr. Bright. Good to hear from you this morning. I think that we're going to go on a quick break, and when we come back, the conversation continues. You know, there's something that Mr. Bright pointed out, and I will never lie. I've been asking myself, because sometimes when you watch interviews, KB, of some of these persons, survivors of maybe kidnapping attacks, sometimes they say they trek for hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, you know, walking into the bushes, and you will ask yourself,
During
that long period of time,
what are they doing?
what happened with our security agencies, you know, interfering with these people? Sometimes you hear that an attack is happening in a place, and the story that we read yesterday, they said that this community, they were attacked for hours, gunshots and everything, and you are wondering, for hours, how far now our security personnel? So, just about a lot of questions to ask. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back, the conversation continues.
Siri, play me some tunes.
Sorry, something went wrong.
Music, please. Exclusive new mix.
Here we go.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
It's 7 p.m. Friday, it's 95 degrees. I ain't got no, and no games.
Rock FM, where music never fails.
I like how Obi is taking care of you. I like how Obi is taking care of you.
Because all this stuff like this, like
Obi?
supposed to do, there's nothing
Obi,
Are you kidding?
Obi, the way you are taking care of patients.
Who is taking care of
He
you?
needs to pay you.
See how
It's
sweet
not
you
taking
are.
care of
Holding his laptop.
How far are you?
See how sweet you are looking.
I'm going to water. Okay, I'm coming to check.
See how sweet you are looking. Obi, this is your hand.
It's not that who's our job.
Obi,
Because it's
look at
not.
how he brought you in. Like
Obi knows it's not his hand.
it's your,
Obi knows it's not his hand.
like it's your bodyguard.
I think.
Obi, if you take care of your babe like this, for not marry,
Papa, axe break.
for not marry, Obi.
Obi, this is the highest
See how sweet. I'm not saying him looking this sweet. See
Obi, is that you see now?
how you are taking care of him. I know
Imagine.
it. I know it.
If I had taken care of my baby like this, I would have. KB.
Why are you calling me? Why are you calling
KB. You are hearing this and you kept quiet.
me? You see what you're causing. Don't mind
You are
that.
hearing it and you kept quiet.
Okay, what? I want you to finish my program.
Join us on Bright Republic weekdays 8 a.m.
All right, Ken, we're coming back. All right, welcome back. In case you are just tuning in, this is your Bright Republic on Bright FM 98.7. We're going to look through a few stories one more time before we open up our phone lines again. Now, the story right here on The Nation this morning is coming from Reno Omokri, and he says nobody who jumped from party to party has ever become Nigeria's president. Now, Reno Omokri, a former presidential media aide, has made a thought-provoking assertion that no politician who frequently switches parties has ever succeeded in leading Nigeria. He made this remark on social media, emphasizing that Nigeria's complex political environment demands stability, which is often linked to party loyalty. Now, Omokri argued that politicians who constantly change affiliations may struggle to provide the consistency and leadership the country needs. Omokri cited historical examples to support his claim, noting that past presidents like Tafawa Balewa, President Shagari, and President Obasanjo, Yaradua, and Jonathan remained loyal to their respective parties. He also mentioned that President Buhari formed his own party, the CPC, which eventually merged with others to become the APC, and that President Tinubu was part of several party mergers that formed the ruling APC. Omokri emphasized that Nigeria's diversity can cause tensions and only a politically stable person can stabilize the nation. Omokri's assertion raises important questions about the role of party loyalty in Nigeria's politics. He believes that those who jump from party to party cannot bring stability, but rather apathy and anarchy. Now, this statement has sparked debate and discussion, with some agreeing with Omokri's views and others arguing that party switching can be a legitimate means of seeking political power and influence. Kevin, I don't know what you make out of this story. Now, if you check it,
it's kind of true.
Yeah, with some of the examples that Reno Omokri gave, he has also been, in politics for quite a long time. I mean, studying the patterns and what have you. But I think that I don't agree with some paths. I understand that loyalty is also very important. Some persons have switched or decamped because of maybe ill treatment, or how that their voices are not being heard, or how that they want they want a platform that will give them opportunity. Now let's also use the case of the Labour Party presidential candidate, for instance. I mean, a lot of persons have come out to point out that if the elections, went, the way it was supposed to, I mean, he would have emerged president. I mean, he is also a product of the campaign, and he moved from PDP, right, to Labour Party. Do you understand? So, but again, I also get what Omokri is talking about. You being stable and being loyal in one party, that is also going to give you a breather to be able to rule a country like Nigeria. But I have said on this platform that we need to create a system that doesn't depend on parties, where individuals by themselves can also run for office. I don't know if you get the point I'm trying to make. And we need to come to that point as Nigerians, where we're not voting party, we're voting personality, we're voting competence, we're voting you based on your past results, based on how much that you have the people, at heart, how much that you've contributed, how much that you've contributed to your immediate society and the nation's growth. When you were a local government chairman, what did you do? Why should we make you a governor? When you were a governor, what did you do? Why should we make you a president? When you were a senator, what did you do? We're supposed to be electing people.
The agendas you brought out, what did you
do? You understand the point I'm trying to? And that's also why some Nigerians are also against party primaries, because when you keep saying that it's free and fair elections. The Nigerian people are the ones who are electing their leaders. But I mean, we were not part of the primaries, and you just gave us one person out of everybody in your party. What if it's not the person that we want? But I mean, you have imposed that person on us, and now we have to choose between the person that you gave us and another person that another party gave us, not the person that we chose, you know, for ourselves, you know, from the beginning. So it's just about a lot with this thing around Nigerians are the ones voting their leaders. If you check it very well, are we actually the ones, you know, voting in our leaders? But let me get your take on Reno Mokri's thoughts.
Well, you said it all. No, like yesterday, I said it left to me. I don't even want parties again, because we are now putting parties at the center of it all. We are focused on it, forgetting that it's not party that is going to make us grow, but the individual in that party. If the individual has the right mindset, has Nigerians at heart, has the growth mentality to grow Nigeria,
and has the right people around him also,
not just party. We are not after a party. I mean, we are so centered on party that if it's not this party that is ruling, if this party is not this party that is in this particular state, we're not voting, we are not going in, forgetting that it's the people they are supposed to look at. So he's actually, it's an in-between thing. He's right, because if you say moving, just like you gave example with
some of the past presidents,
Peter Obi, if the election that was conducted in Nigeria, you know how it was. I don't want to, you know, say some certain things, but you know how it was. If it was free, and you would have seen that he would have merged the president, because the people actually came out to vote for him. I mean, he's a youth, and the youth too also came out to, you know, support. And with the work that he has been doing so far, we have seen that, okay, this man can actually take Nigeria to the next step. But you know what happened? Let's just leave it there. And you see what is now happening with El-Rufai moving from APC to we have a lot that actually moved from one party to another party. We have a lot that has moved, even they come to APC and all of that. So it's not about moving, because except, let me go to the example now, except you are moving because the party is not in alignment with your goal. They are not moving together with your principles, what you want to do for Nigeria. Here you can actually move. But with the way we are seeing them move from one party to another party, we know at the end of the day it's selfish ambition. So it's not about party. The major thing now is Nigeria should not even focus about party, ethnicity, religion, tribe, and all of this. Our main focus right now, because party has failed us, the main focus is the people we are bringing into power. Who are they? What have they done? The progress, how far have they gone in making sure that their states or the local government, wherever the position they were given, how far have they made that place progress in the aspects they said they were going to do? Like if you said, okay, my 4 years or my 8 years, I'm going to focus on health, have they really brought any achievement? That is the main focus that Nigeria is supposed to be looking at. Not party, not tribe, not religion, not. That is why we are being divided at this moment, because while we're focusing on. I've heard people that said during the election time, when I actually did some little question and answer and interview and all of that, I've heard people say stuff like, I don't care, APC must be there. And I'm like, you don't even know if the person that is coming in is going to help you make or help Nigeria say, "Go make it great." Then I know APC is my party, must be there.
Yeah, it's also that thing with both tribe and religion. He's not in these parties, he's not in this tribe, he's not part of this religion, then it's a no for me, no matter how competent the person is.
When they were bringing up that, I'm not against anybody, when they were bringing up that Muslim ticket, I've heard people say, I stand for it. And I'm like, it is not, that's one reason why Nigeria is not going to grow, because we're focusing on parties, tribes, religion. let us look for who will make Nigeria great despite the party. Our president, for example, our president can even be, let me just give a random party name, maybe AAA. Then the vice president can even be BBB, just to make Nigeria grow. As long as these people are there to make Nigeria grow, that's it.
I hope that we as a country we come to the point where we're taking in Kevia's suggestions this morning. Right?
It happened. It happened with the minister of FCT. It's not APC, it's PDP. Even though with the crisis happening up and down, but you can still see that at least APC and PDP are working together. They can actually work together. It's just to make Nigeria grow. Out of this whole party issues.
Yeah, but with the analysis of Reno, if you check the trajectory, you'll see that, I mean, his claims are also really valid, and also talking about the importance of party loyalty. And if you check the political structure or the political environment in Nigeria, also moving, it also labels you as somebody who is not loyal, and I mean you cannot really be trusted because you might just leave them one of those days, you know. But I mean, we'll just leave the people to also get their takes on, you know, whether they agree with Reno's assertion or not. Let's look at one more story, and then because our phone lines are really buzzing. Daily Post, reps demand immediate suspension of CBN's ATM charges hike. The House of Representatives has called for the immediate suspension of the Central Bank of Nigeria's new policy, which increases ATM transaction charges and stops free ATM withdrawals for customers from other banks. This decision was made due to concerns that the new policy will impose additional financial burdens on Nigerians who are already struggling with high inflation, increased fuel prices, and numerous banking and service charges. Now, the lawmakers pointed out that the banking sector has continued to record significant profits, making it unjustifiable to impose further charges on consumers without corresponding improvements in service delivery or infrastructure. They also expressed worries that the new policy will limit financial inclusion by discouraging low-income earners from accessing bank services, contradicting the CBN's financial inclusion agenda. The House urged the CBN to suspend the implementation of the policy pending proper engagement with the relevant committees on banking, finance, and financial institutions. The lawmakers emphasized that the role of government includes protecting citizens from exploitative financial practices that might lead to further economic distress. It's okay that the reps, you know, is coming to demand immediate suspension. It's okay that they are recognizing the financial burdens on Nigerians at the time, and how that Nigerians are struggling with high inflation, fuel prices, and what have you. But the question is this really going to produce results? We saw what happened with telecoms, for crying out loud. We saw what happened with telecoms. See, if you're fighting for Nigerians,
fight the fight.
Do you understand the point I'm trying? Don't choose which one, and
don't leave it halfway.
See,
don't come up with it and at the end of the day you support.
Kevin, the points that we're at in Nigeria now, nobody is supposed to increase anything for us until the reforms that our president said is going to stabilize our economy, a lot of the things that he's putting in place, you know, the results that are coming on board. We are hoping for the results to come on board. But in the meantime, the hardship is real. That's why when, you know, we started talking about how prices of things, you know, are reducing. I came on this platform, I said, I had to go to the market, so this is what I'm hearing. I don't know. In fact, even some of the persons who agreed that, okay, there was price reduction in some particular commodities, refused to reduce their own prices. So Nigerians are bearing cost of several things. We shouldn't, you know, we shouldn't be increasing prices. We shouldn't be allowing different companies or what have you increase their different sectors increase, their prices. Let us look for a way to at least subsidize things for the Nigerian people. So with the House of Reps coming out to, demand immediate suspension, I don't know if the CBN is going to allow that happen, because they have also given their reasons for the hikes, the same way other persons give.
That's
their
it. Don't go to
exactly
with their reasons. At the end of the day, supporting them and saying the reasons they give are tangible. That's what we'll go with it. See, the whole thing that is happening in Nigeria, I don't even trust these people with their judgment anymore, because this is not the first one they have carried out and that came out successfully. So they came up with their committee, and at the end of the day they did not see any result.
That was NLC
No, that's what I'm saying. They keep coming up with their committees, but at the end of the day we don't see any result. But the charges is too much for Nigerians. I mean, from telecom to tariff
to electricity,
with the minister coming out to say that so far so good with the increment, they have seen results, and we just got a corner that some places don't have light, and see the amount they are charging,
and they have to pay 30,000 naira for transformer.
Then you coming to hear band A and band B, band B and band B, they need to make it equal, no different prices and all of that. Like, they are not even considering Nigerians.
Look at telecoms that increased their tariff hike. Tell me one improvement.
Yesterday we took news like that.
Tell me one improvement.
So far,
we're still having
no
network
improvement.
Network
It's even worse. If you don't have another SIM, you have to always on your airplane mode, off it all the time, just to make sure that you make calls or send messages and all of that. No improvement. So far so good. With their reasons, we're expecting that by now there's going to be a lot of changes, but no. Now, CBN, which is not supposed to deal with profit making and all of that, is looking for how to get profit by increasing. They're not even considering Nigerians. They're not even looking at how it will affect us, but they want to benefit from the affected.
Do you know that somebody has called on this platform, whatever, I think it was when we were talking about energy or something, and I think it was electricity, and he said something, and he said sometimes the reason why Nigerians even protest some of these hikes is because there's no improvement that comes with the hikes. Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? Mm-hmm. So when you increase electricity tariff, are we seeing improvements with the quality of light, with the hours? What is the extra? Because I mean, we are paying for services, right? What's the extra, improvement, or what are we even gaining from the extra money that you're collecting from us? Part of the reasons why people complained about DSTV and GoTV multi-choice, their increment, is also because of the improvement, the quality. What extras are you bringing to the table? Everybody is just saying that, they're just leveraging economic issues or running costs, and they're just adding money. Who is paying the money? Nigerians. From where? 70,000 naira minimum wage that a lot of governors have not even started paying yet. NYSC, have they received theirs? The 70,000 naira minimum wage, everybody is just trying to collect their own chunk from the 70,000 naira. How much will now be remaining for the average Nigerian to use and run their day-to-day activities? That's why we're asking for policies that are, people friendly, for crying out loud. Now that the House of Reps have come out to, talk about the CBN, the CBN suspending their ATM charges, let's see how that is also going to go. Let's see. Okay. I'll just go through our WhatsApp right now before calls start coming in. Pintos from Buhari is right here on WhatsApp, and he says, "Good morning. I tell you for real, El-Rufai will hurt APC very hard. Him saying all the problems in the opposition parties are handiwork APC just to weaken the opposition before 2027. The President Tinubu has never been honest to Nigerians. Here, the President telling Fubara to obey the court as if he keeps to court order, and he's refused to release Nnamdi Kanu after Supreme Court judgment because he doesn't have the willpower. He's scared of Buhari. It is unfortunate the kind of people that have to govern this country. This one is coming from Mr. Pintos from Buhari. I couldn't quite understand some of the things that she said on WhatsApp right there. Somebody else here says, good morning, Bright FM. My name is Udu from Suleja. Personally, I don't believe in what Uncle Omokari said. Since 2015, Nigeria election has moved from results out before INEC will announce. Today, results comes out before election. Look at 2023 presidential election, Kogi, Edo, Ondo, etc. So come 2027 election results will come out before voting. It's a big problem that we're in, and it's only God that can have mercy on Nigerians and will deliver us from APC. Kebi, you see that thing that we're saying about trust? How that these days Nigerians even go out to vote for voting sake, not that they believe that their votes will count. Look at what Mr. Udu from Suleja is saying. You know that, I mean, he believes that before the election results, before voting, the election results are already out.
His own belief is high.
Do you understand the point I'm trying to make? It's really very sad. And that's why I keep saying that, INEC should look for a way to rebuild the trust of Nigerians in the electoral system in 2027. I don't know how they want to do, but they need to do it. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Mr. Abdallah. Nigerians should be grateful for something, yes. The network, Kerry. That's the same thing we're talking about. Network issues. So sorry about that. Please keep your calls coming in. 0808-704-1217. That is our call line in case you want to be part of the conversation. You can also send us a text message on WhatsApp in case network is terrible on your own end. 0901-615-0614. Hello, good morning. Mr. Steve.
Mr. Steve.
Good morning to you. Good to hear from you.
I don't like commenting on I don't know why I like hiding. What does Mandela mean by to me? But this is like, is it helping Nigeria? Is it helping what's going on? The man is not saying anything new. He was part of those who frustrated
Allegedly.
To stop killing Nigeria. He said it by himself, not that I'm alleged. Not alleged. He said it. You understand? So, all this thing is that my own case is that I don't know how INEC is going to be performed. That is our only problem.
I'm telling you, the electoral process.
They are not new to us. They are not new. Our problem is INEC. Because if the right people are there, all these men will not be coming up. When he was there, he was killing Christians like flies. And Muslims alike. What did he do? For 8 years. People have stolen their hearts to the devil. They don't care what happens to you and I. I'm sure because the time his son died or something like that, he said he's even lucky in their family they don't live long because they are stigma. He's happy he won't be alive. That kind of a man. You have to tell me the strategies of what politics. Objective politics. Politics that they don't benefit him. And let us see how he strategize for it. Then they will know how master strategy is. Where did he come to land like after he has abandoned for those who are the man back to tell us Abubakar to Abubakar? Are we not here? They will talk to most of you who are younger. We know all of them. He didn't have a policy, he's a surveyor. Can he defend his wife? As a surveyor, he's not the only surveyor in Nigeria. Can he defend, if you see his office at Jabi, can he defend it? How many jobs did he do? Like that was his company. Just the Nigerians were not ready to wash out big things. How was your birthday yesterday?
Thank you. It went well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Amen.
More prosperity.
Amen. Amen.
I enjoyed your advice for you to get
Yes, thank you.
what they should do, and I agree with you. So
Thank
that
you. Thank you so
I
much.
have to not do that because I have my children and your next
Victoria.
you know where.
Oh, so sorry. So sorry. Thank you.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Your flag sheet programs are going on. Whether they like to hear, whether they don't like to hear, whether they continue to hear. I mean, sorry for
So you can round up quickly.
this House of Reverend, I just laugh. You see, they should be quiet. We have allowed them to be enjoying themselves. So what they are saying will not work. It's delayed. They have started doing the policy have started and they are now saying they should stop. Who are they? Can they do it? They are so powerless because of their hands are soiled. They are not representing us. They are representing themselves. That's what we know. So they should stop deceiving people in newspaper. I saw it in flash in my platform here. House of Reps. They can't do anything.
Please round up, Mrs. T. Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Safe, for your contribution right there. I think, okay, let me take this message on WhatsApp before I say what I wanted to say. This one is coming from Evans Mega from Lube, and he says, "Good morning, Bright FM. When Mr. Peter Obi left the PDP, everybody was saying that he has no capacity, but we all saw what he did in the last election. I urge APC to get to work in fulfilling its campaign promises, else I'm seeing a shocker if the INEC body will be allowed to do their job independently." Now, about the House of Reps sending message to the CBN, I think this CBN policy affects them in one way or the other. To me, this country needs a revolution. Until Nigerians realize a power of freedom, I don't quite get the last sentence right there. But again, thank you so much, Mr. Evans Mega from Lugbe, for sharing your thoughts with us right there on WhatsApp. Now, let's take this one. Hello, good morning. Hello, can you hear me?
Good morning, Madam
Good morning, Mr. Robert.
Mr. Robert.
Good morning. Please go ahead. I did with you. I did hear you. Mm. We've not had any arrests so far. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Robert, for your contribution right there. Now, I was going to point out that I think okay, where am I? Hello, good morning. Good morning, can you hear me? Okay, yes, I can hear you. Ms. Abdallah, is that you? I don't know why your line keeps breaking. Can you increase your voice for a bit? Okay, I can hear you now. Please go ahead. Mm. 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 you. Hmm. Hmm.
Continue your program. Continue. The noise is not coming. It's the speaker.
Alright, welcome back. We had a little technical issue right here, but it has been fixed. Our phone lines are still open in case you want to be part of the conversation. The number is still 0808-704-1217. Now, I think what I wanted to say before the last call came in, is also regarding why most persons are coming out to say that RFI has a lot, to do or to explain, especially because, he has been in the APC for quite some time. Some persons have come out to say that he's really going to hurt APC, badly, because he has been an insider, like we pointed out earlier, and him moving to SDP now and just rolling out some information. It could bring up a lot of things. I don't know if you get it, because he has been with them for quite a long time, but we're just going to watch it unfold and see what is going to happen. And also on this platform, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and we'll just really appreciate that we also respect, while we also dish out our opinions, we also respect other people's opinions, so that our conversation will flow very smoothly. Thank you so much. I think that we're still experiencing little technical issue, and we'll just have to round up for the morning. Thank you so much to every one person who reached out to us this morning via call and text messages. We really appreciate you. Our first caller for the morning was Ejimofo Patrick from Wuse Zone 5. Thank you so much, Ejimofo Patrick, from Wusi. We appreciate you. First time caller. Mr. Chimezie, good to have you back. Thank you so much, Mr. Chimezie. Please get well soon. Mr. Abdallah, thank you. Mr. Bright, good to hear from you. Thank you so much. Mr. Udu from Suleja, first time caller. Shout out to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Mr. Pintos from Buari, always on WhatsApp. We see you. Thank you. Mr. Steve, good to hear from you. Please shout out to Victoria for me and tell her that I said she should get well soon. Thank you so much, Mr. Steve. Advance Mega from Lugbe. Thank you. Appreciate you. And then Mr. Robert, thank you so much. I appreciate your call this morning. This is where we're going to be calling it a morning on Bright Republic for today while our engineers sort out this technical issue. That thing was screaming in my ear, man. I've ended the thing. No sound, the thing was screaming in my ears.
Something is wrong.
Shake. You don't open it.
Because, according to McKnight now,
yes,
that when I entered, I was telling her, sit down and continue your program. That he was hearing me.
And these things were down.
That he was hearing when I was telling her that.
Because we brought it down.
So something is wrong with the connection to speaker and here.
And we just hope that we're still not.
I will go off streaming first. Off streaming. Where AY put here in Kwanu? You follow HM please come out. They can't get outside.
I never go outside.
Why can I off
Now
streaming
that
first?
the speaker is not, microphones are not on, it's not making that sound.
You see, I can still hear what people are.